To the uninitiated, some may say that the value in VHS lies in the movies that never made their way to DVD or Blu-ray. But to the collector, the real value is the friends we made along the way. This is Wayback Attack.
All right, Preston. Well, I thought that the biggest value with VHS is the plethora of gold that is not available. Like you said, the uninitiated like myself, that's what I think. That's where I thought the value was until I was invited by you to go with you to this event that we went to.
Yeah. So last weekend we had a chance to go to the historic Plaza Theater in Atlanta. Been in operation since 1939. Atlanta's only independent movie theater. Hosted this event with Lunch Meat VHS and Atlanta's only video store that's still in operation, Videodrome. So we got to go to a VHS swap meet and meet some new people, swap some tapes, sell some tapes, and have a good old time. Brian, what was your expectation going into this?
Well, I knew that you had said it wasn't going to be like a huge thing because you had a table there, and I said, well, I have very few movies that were actually still in the their boxes or whatever. Years and years and years ago, I let you go through all of my movies that I had on VHS. You picked out all the good ones that you wanted, and so these were just the ones that I just, there was some like anime stuff, some kung fu stuff, and then really I think that was the only stuff that I sold, and Magnolia. I don't know what it is, but like I was like, oh, it's just going to be like Magnolia and some other random things. And then that Magnolia was the only regular movie that I sold. So
that's so funny. Yeah. So I, of course, have a whole huge collection of VHS. So I was able to take a lot of my overstock. I took a lot of weird stuff. Mm-hmm. The horror collecting community is a big part of the VHS collecting community, but I had more oddball stuff, some, sex comedies and some weird alien movies and some kung fu movies and a lot of things that didn't make it to DVD and so forth. But I just love going to this event. I went one time. They held one, the first one 2 years ago, and then COVID happened, so they weren't able to have one, and they were finally able to kick it off this time. It was, I think, a better turnout than the first one, so word must have gotten around, but only about 4 or 5 sellers.
Yeah.
But I was happy to meet each of those, and I did stop by every table to patronize each one of those. Mm-hmm. And I got a huge collection of stuff. So, go ahead. What? Tell me more about your experience.
Yeah. So I only wound up buying one thing, and it's actually a Christmas present. So I don't want to say what it is just in case. I don't think Paige is going to watch this episode, but maybe. But the there was a lot of cool stuff. They, Videodrome had the biggest table. I think it was like 2 tables up there. Oh, maybe the people from Nashville had a bigger, but I think they had a wider selection of things, right? Because they had magnets and they had a bunch of movies, then vinyl records and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it was cool because there was a wide variety of things. There was someone that came up and started looking. I think she bought some horror movie that you had. She was at Videodrome's table when I was up there, and they had the Nightmare on Elm Street set that was like the 5 movies that like was like Freddy like this, I think, on them, and that was the ones that I had, and I was like, she was like, I'll buy all these, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like that's the same set that I had when I was a kid. I had like a foam lunchbox thing. It was like one of those like security cases, and there's 5 VHS slots in it, and that's where I had my Nightmare on Elm Street movies. She didn't care. And then, but yeah, it was cool. It was neat talking to all the people from the different tables, and because some people came as far away as Knoxville, so.
Right? Yeah. So this was a swap meet. It was free to enter the swap meet. And then if you're a VHS collector or looking to get in the hobby, it's a great hobby to get into because there's a very, very low barrier to entry. Mm-hmm. Because you could, of course, on your own go out to Goodwills or thrift shops and find tapes for as little as $0.25. sometimes 10 for $1. Who knows? And then these collector ones, they were priced as low as $2, and on up. There were, of course, some that were really expensive because they're very, very rare. But, you know, I wasn't really there to make money. I was happy to get rid of what I could. I thought I'd get rid of a little bit more than I did, but I didn't come home with more than I went. So I was very pleased for that. And then after the show, they had a screening of Ninja 3, which Brian had not seen before.
No.
What were your thoughts on Ninja 3?
Boy, that movie's awesome. Like, so that's a good example of, I'm sure this movie is not on anything else. And I'm probably not even on streaming. It's funny because there are clips of it on YouTube. And so I showed Paige the V8 scene. And she was like, is it like a foreign movie or something? And I said, no, because they redubbed all the dialogue in the movie, you know? And I was like, well, a lot of smaller studios did that because they don't have good microphones or, you know, like that whole thing. So what they do is they just redub all the audio later on and then just match it up to what they're saying. But, you know, the movie, it was interesting because I was talking to one of my daughters about this when we went and watched Immortals. And we were talking about the theater experience, right? And there was this lady that kept laughing at scenes in The Immortals, and I was like, see, that's like the theater experience. You know, there wasn't a lot of people to see that movie. There was way more people to see Ninja 3 than there was for The Immortals. But like that
the
theater,
Eternals, you mean?
Or yeah, I'm sorry, Eternals. But that theater experience, like, people were loving it. Like, people were like yelling and laughing, and it was a great time.
Yeah. So to burst your bubble, Ninja 3 is actually now on Blu-ray. It's part of the, I think, the Vestron collection. But this is a Canon film, so it was the perfect movie that kind of encapsulated the VHS era until it got released on Blu-ray, because it was one of those. It was just so cheesy and just of the era that you could only find in the video store for so long. But it was played directly from a VHS tape onto the big screen, and that atmosphere is just really one that you can't replicate. It's a classic theater, a classic in-person experience, and I'll be sure to go to another VHS swap meet whenever they host another one.
He is the most feared and powerful warrior. A ninja who breaks from ancient tradition and explodes onto America. His soul possesses the body of an innocent woman and transforms her into a lethal assassin. Who are you? I want you to help her. Only a ninja can destroy a ninja. Her only hope is Yamada, the master ninja, who has been sent to destroy him. Where Revenge of the Ninja left off, Ninja 3 begins. An epic struggle of superhuman strength and supernatural forces. Ninja 3, the Domination.
But before we go, I want to show what I got. So my collection that I was able to pick up. First off, I was able to pick up the latest magazines and releases from Lunch Meat VHS. It's always good seeing Josh Schaefer, who's behind that iconic account, and just a love for the video. So, of course, issue number 10 of the magazine that he's been doing for a while. And then this is a new one. It's Workout Rewind, which shows you highlights of famous celebrity workout tapes. It's very visual. This one's got Barney's Exercise and Circus. I have there's a Regis Philbin one that I have that's in here, and then of course one of my favorites that I have Bubba Until It Hurts. So this is a great compilation. Be sure to pick that up. The fine folks at Videodrome, who were one of the hosts, I went to them and I said, what's the weirdest one you got? Or like, what's the most under the radar one that you have for sale? And that was River's Edge. So I have not heard of that movie, but I took them on their word and picked this one up. It's got Dennis Hopper, Crispin Glover, and it looks pretty awesome. And I got a little patch. And they're a video store still in operation in Atlanta. Go check them out. Then I picked up for $2 each. I picked up a CBS Fox Predator video. You can't go wrong with that. And then like the Ninja Turtles collection. So I got some cartoons, and then I got not only an extra copy of Coming Out of Their Shell Tour, but an extra copy of The Making of the Coming Out of Their Shell Tour. Couldn't pass that up for $2 each. And then made some friends with the folks from Knoxville, Knox Video. They gave us a cool sticker. And I know it's not VHS, but I had to get a Blu-ray copy of 976 Evil because I love that movie and I don't have that Blu-ray. So in lieu of the VHS, I got that. And then my favorite thing was I bought all that stuff. I sold a lot of VHS, but for these three, I actually did a true VHS swap with our neighbors, the fine folks at Slime Video ATL. So I was able to trade with them, and they gave me these great ones: Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis, Gremlins 2, the new batch, and of course the all-time classic Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And you need to check out their site because they have custom VHS boxes they do, great artwork, and really, really nice people. Very glad to meet them and call them new friends. And you should check them out. They are at slime_video_ATL on Instagram. And be sure to check out Lunch Meat VHS and the Plaza Theater and Videodrome. Mm-hmm. So, any closing thoughts, Brian?
If you're in the Atlanta area, you should check out the movie theater because the movie theater was awesome. They have like a little lounging area with like they had a TV with a VCR hooked up to it showing some movie. I don't remember what it was now, but yeah, it was a cool place. Like it was very neat. So and then Videodrome's right around the corner. So
yeah, it's a great part of Atlanta. So if you're visiting the city, you can go down there. You can check out Claremont Lounge. You can check out the old style diner that's right nearby. You can check out Videodrome and of course the Plaza Theater. And I hope you guys enjoyed our tour of the VHS Swap Meet. Thanks for watching.